Good morning, people. This is McGarren. Just going to go over the plan for the front yard in terms of planting some trees. So here we have an island that is in the middle of this grass. We're going to actually replace this grass and put wood chips all in there. And the reason for that is due to drought. We'd rather water some nice fruited trees than water grass that here in the front yard is pretty much useless. We don't use the front yard. We don't sit around and hang out on the grass here. We have some grass in the backyard, and that's usually what we use. So over onto the side here is a nice wall and some trim that's going on there. We had some oleanders that were sitting there, and instead of just having oleanders, I decided to buy some kumquats. So kumquats tend to hold up just as good as the oleanders in terms of temperature with the heat and also with cold. So I got these Meiwa, something along that. Anyways, these are supposed to be nice and sweet kumquats instead of the nice tart kumquats. This is the sweetest variety. And when I plant these, you can see that the soil is relatively sandy. And there was sand that was brought up here and placed in there. And this is really compost and mulch that is in there. And I'm going to take these kumquats and remove the soil from them and place them in the sand and water them really, really well. It is October, almost November. It's about 75 degrees today, and at night it gets to about 40 degrees. So planting these kumquats right now, these citrus, is a good time in the fall, and same with these loquats. So I have two loquats. I don't know the variety of it. When I bought them from Ballard's Nursery, they just said loquats. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just get a loquat. And I've read that there's not much of a difference between the loquat flavors and size. So they're pretty much generally the same. At least that's what I've read. I don't know because I've never had a loquat. But I thought I would plant this loquat here in the center. We had a nice deciduous tree that decided to destroy our front yard. And since these are evergreens, we're going to place them here in the front next to our other evergreens, our palm trees and evergreen plants that are sitting out here. So loquat number 1 will be here in the center of this semicircle, and loquat number 2 will be between these two bushes right here. And I'm going to do the same thing in terms of removing this. Here, if I get this out, it's just basically compost, a little bit of mulch. You know, that's not supposed to, it's supposed to provide nutrition, but I want these to grow fast. And my experience has been, if I plant directly into a sandy soil where it can drain well with a little bit of perlite and maybe some lava rock and put some compost on top of the soil, that they will grow really, really well. And you have to water them pretty good too. But with this compost that these loquats and kumquats were planted in, it makes it really light to be able to move around in the pots, which is nice. But the downside is this stuff tends to rot and the roots go around the outside because they want to try to get oxygen and stay away from the rotting matter that's inside the pot. So I want to set these up for success. I'll remove them from there, remove the soil, and plant them into this pretty sandy soil. So, I mean, look at how that is just sand and rock. I need to sift out some of these rocks, but, oh, I need to give you direction, orientation. So north, if you follow this block wall right here, that goes almost directly north. So north is that direction. And in the spring or in the morning, this is all shaded. As you can see, it's about 11 o'clock in the morning. And in the afternoon, it will get full sun. And then in the evening, our house kind of shades part of this part of the tree, and then late evening it's down below there. So in the wintertime, they'll get a good amount of sun. In the summertime, they will also get a good amount of sun, except for in the morning with this loquat and these two kumquats. And I'm just giving it a go, trying it out. I know that there have been some successful kumquats grown in St. George City proper, so I figure I should be able to grow them here and grow them successfully. Okay, just to recap, this is the loquat that I planted. This dark soil is the actual potting soil that was in with the loquat, and I put it on top of the native soil so that it can break down and provide nutrition for the loquat without deteriorating the roots. So the root system looked pretty good between all of the plants, as you could see in the video when I took out all of the dirt and soil and the wood chips that it was holding on to. So hopefully this will work. If not, then that's okay, I'll start over. But either way, put the soil on top of it, the compost and mulch on top of it. This is a mixture of fish emulsion and water. And it's a 5-gallon bucket, so I'll be putting 1 gallon in each tree, on each tree. And then also right there is the Osmocote Plus. That is indoor-outdoor fertilizer. I will be putting some of that just around each tree and watering it every other day. So for watering, I'm gonna put this 1 gallon each there on each tree. And then I'll also put an additional 4 gallons per tree to be able to help it get established. There are all the little trees. They're teeny, I know they're small, but they haven't grown very much, and I've had them for about 2 months. And I'm thinking it's because of the compost that has been placed with them. So if they just skyrocket, you'll know it's because of the compost, not because of anything else. And if they die, then I removed them and they have sensitive roots, and it's a learning experience. So hope that makes sense. I'm going to pour this on there along with water and organic fertilizer and see how it goes. I'll give you an update in a couple of months, see if they're alive, if they're growing, or if they are toast. All right, beyond that, have a stellar day.